The first step of many in the transformation of this 2019 Jeep JL from stock to beast is to install the front Hooke Road fender flares. Big thanks to Hooke Road for sending me this gear to make the transformation possible. When you're ready to order your fender flares and bumpers or any of the other gear you end up seeing me install on this Jeep, it would be really amazing if you'd consider using my affiliate links in the description, and it is by far the best way to support my channel. As always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments or DM me on Instagram. I'm here to help. These fender flares showed up in great shape in a box full of foam, but as a DIY installer, you never want to be a victim of mishandled shipping. Be sure to keep a mallet, a grinder, and some satin black spray paint handy for any install. The directions will get you by, but you may find it easier to follow this video. Start by drilling out the plastic rivets holding the fender liner to the fender flare. I did it at a slight angle to prevent the rivets from simply spinning while I'm trying to drill. Next, remove the bolts and plastic pins holding the fender liner up. A flathead will work, but body panel and trim tools make removing these pins much easier. Also at the link below. Unplug the turn signal harness by pulling the red tab, then squeeze the release lever and pull. My apologies if it hurts your thumb a bit. Then remove the remaining bolt and simply pull the fender to remove it from the vehicle. This is the scary part because there's really no easy way to do this without breaking the clips that hold it on. And you don't need those clips anyway, so just pull that sucker off. After you like and subscribe, now remove the turn signal housing from the fender flare. This is the JL Sport, which means the turn signals are shorter than on other models and technically don't fit. You could theoretically modify them a bit to install them, but there would be an odd gap left over. So even though I'm showing the removal of this turn signal housing, this JL is getting a new LED turn signal with DRLs that fit the new fender flares perfectly. And they're rad and they're on Amazon. Again, linked below. Next, remove the wire harness. Because this JL does not come with a DRL function like other JL models, the OEM harness is slightly different, which means we need to test the new turn signal before installation. Without making any modifications, I was able to get the white DRLs to turn on with the parking light switch, but the turn signals didn't work out of the box. Again, that's because these LED turn signals are made for the Rubicon and the other models. This is why we always keep test gear handy. Using alligator clamp wires, I was able to determine the wiring modification needed to make these work. In an effort to keep the timing of this video shorter, I won't go into detail on the custom wiring of this turn signal. So if you're in need of wiring help, reach out on Instagram or leave a how-to video request in the comments. With the wiring fixed up, I was able to get the turn signals to work and the DRLs to turn on with the parking light. Because this Jeep does not have the DRL bulb socket, I simply patched the extra hole in the turn signal housing with some galvanized sheet and some bond to anything forever glue. You'll want to make sure this hole is sealed shut if you're in the same position I am. One thing you'll have to do with any of the turn signals you install is to remove the plastic guide pins. Use a Dremel, a hot knife, or anything that can remove them flush. Now bolt in the turn signal. Note that the top bolt requires one of the two included plastic spacers. Once the turn signal and side signal is installed, bolt on the protective cover for the turn signal. The included rubber strip protects your vehicle paint from the metal fender flare. Push it on and trim the excess length. Having someone help hold the fender flare while you bolt it on would be pretty helpful. It's not required, as you can see I did it myself. But I dropped one of the nuts into the body channel between the engine bay and the fender. It's gone forever. That said, be careful. It can be tricky to hold the nut behind the body panel, hold up the fender flare, and thread the bolt in all at once. Once you have the fender flare bolted on, repeat the same steps on the other side. One thing that you should strongly consider installing the same time you do your fender flares is the steel fender liners from Hooke Road. Now that your OEM fender liner is gone and doesn't fit anymore, your engine bay is open to debris and rocks. Stay tuned for a video installing those fender liners. As always, thank you all so much for watching. See you on the next one.